Miranda. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. What's your business name?
My business is Ever After Idaho.
Okay.
We do rentals, design decor, and now day of coordinating.
Nice.
And I can do planning,
Yeah.
but it's more stressful than I think it would be, or it is. But I would do it. But I really love the day or the month of coordinating. But my favorite's decorating.
What or how did you get into that?
Kind of what we were talking about my kids. The last November, my daughter got engaged and they were planning a wedding, so I was really excited about it. I had left the corporate world, was taking a year off, so I started planning and doing all the wedding preparations, and then she eloped.
Oh.
Didn't tell us.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very traumatic way to start.
Yeah.
Actually, I've evolved from it, but there was a lot of therapy in that one. So we didn't know. She's my only daughter. I had bought everything, started to work on it, plan, and I realized how I missed the planning from my previous life and the design and all the fun stuff. And since I was trying to figure out what my next phase of life was, I was like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So out of a kind of a sad situation, it, turned into a good thing.
Yeah.
Still mad about the whole thing though.
But you said she had a reception.
She did 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It only took her 6 months to figure it out, and we had a reception. She did pretty good. I wasn't sure she would, at first she wasn't getting into it. And then she ended up doing the first dance and cake cutting. So there was a lot of at least traditions, and she did come in with the dress she wore that we didn't see. Her husband's a pilot, so they flew in. I was at her dad's hangar. So
nice.
I did get to see that dress because it was my grandmother's dress. It was 135 years old.
Wow.
That she had altered a little bit, but it looks good. So she was thoughtful enough to do all that stuff.
Yeah. Just
so
a little
it's not as sore as it used to be, but for a while there was a lot of issues, I think, because she's my only child, daughter, and you've been with her forever, and you didn't see that one coming.
That is surprising that she didn't even say anything.
No, she didn't. I kind of knew it was coming just because the way a meeting went, and I just had something off, but I didn't know when it was gonna be. And we had found this chapel that she liked in New Orleans that we were gonna go to, and I would have never thought, but when I looked at her phone to see because I knew she was going when she said she was going to Pine for a week in February. No one goes to Pine Monday through
February.
Friday. Yeah, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
But we looked at it at the end of the week, and she was in New Orleans, so she went to that church. So then that was another sting.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk for a little bit, and then we just realized, when she has kids, we want to be apart. You just get over it in time. And she didn't have any concept to this day what is wrong.
Weird.
She'd still come over, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
She must not just. I don't know.
Maybe it's because she doesn't have a kid yet.
Yeah, and she has a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said payback service.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, I get, maybe it was more not wanting to inconvenience you because, no, okay. Well,
I think it was, she's very shy. And the emotional moments or the personal moments were not something she wanted to show. So we went through, the whatever that first look and all that stuff that does. But I also think now, thinking about it, as soon as it started, there's too many chiefs, and I wanted to do this stuff, and his parent, it's hard when everybody loves you.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think that was causing them more anxiety, and him not really knowing me very well, and I'm all of a sudden just let's do that, and then planning stuff for 20 years. You don't, you know what I mean? And it's all going to be put on you at the last minute. So we get to, August, we don't and what am I doing? My friend's like, weren't you not supposed to do as much? I'm like, or at all? You were sticking your foot down. I'm like, well, now it can't be ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Twin Falls, where you've known people for 25 years, you have to,
Yeah.
I worried my own issue of just like, oh, look at what her mom did, or you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So those are my issues.
Well,
But
especially if planning is your background, like, people know you for that,
yeah, so
and
they would
then
be like, and they would think,
yeah.
oh my gosh, look at the cake, look at the table. Those are my issues, but still, you
Yeah.
still want to,
Mm,
weren't going away. I
yeah.
don't care if they're irrational.
Right.
And then either way, you want to be a part of it. And
Mhm.
so pictures, and you don't, it just was bigger than me. Yeah.
Still hard.
I think if it was raw, like if they had done it right after, like they were going to do it in April, it wouldn't have been the way. But the 6 months of just doing it with my friends and
Mm.
seeing her happy and laughing. I mean, the one thing I can never dishearten is take away is he adores her. I
No, that's
mean,
good.
he works, goes to school, and she doesn't work for nursing school. And
That's good.
he takes care of her horses, so it's aren't cheap. So you
Yeah.
have to, and it's hard, but still,
Yeah.
we all are like, my mom's going to my cousin's wedding next month in New Orleans. So she's gonna go see the church and FaceTime me. And I'm like, "Can you go take pictures?"
Yeah.
And I wanted to go, but I have a wedding on the 31st. But,
Oh.
I go, "Just go in and take pictures and FaceTime and say, 'This is pretty big.'"
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll always kinda bug, but it's just is what it is. You don't wanna ruin the future, and
Yeah.
you don't wanna make it so, like, you don't see your
Mm.
babysit, or
Yeah.
it wasn't worth ruining it. For a while, it was, though.
For a while, it
About
definitely
5
could be.
months, it was ruined. It was worth ruining.
But it's good that, like, you have the maturity, like, to just move past it even though it is hard.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. I literally called the like, I was completely, just because I never saw it coming.
Mm.
And it was, like, I think it was more being sad because it was her and I for 10 years, like, inseparable, riding our
Mm.
horses, traveling, and then she kinda lived with us, and then all of a sudden, in 2 weeks, she's engaged, she moved out, and he was the caretaker. Like, I was caught,
Oh.
like, it was very apparent that it
Yeah.
wasn't my, because I can be a little overbearing or helicopter, my do things. And so right within a month, it's not your
Mm.
job, and then you go elope. Like, you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
all of that stuff in one fair swoop, where
Yeah.
usually someone for a long time, you get how their works. It's a gradual thing.
Mhm.
No, it was just off with your head.
Yeah. Like, your baby's being ripped away from
Yeah, and
you.
I don't think they got that, and he, now I see it as a good thing, but at first he's just making sure in a good way that that was his place, which it was, but I just didn't have a warning.
Mm, yeah, and that's
When
hard.
you've only spent like 10 days with someone in a year and a half, and that was going to Turks with the family, which that's no real place to get to know someone
Right.
because it's chaos.
Yeah.
And then he comes home, asks her marry, and
Yeah.
then you move out of house, you're done parenting, and then elope. It was just, I think,
How old is she?
yeah, and she's only 23.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
so that's hard.
yeah, so it was doing, there was time she was 22, so it was just
Yeah.
everything to nothing. I think that's what was sad, like mourning, like,
Yeah.
somewhat of your best friend that you didn't see coming, and I
Yeah,
just say,
and
like,
your baby, like, it's another level.
yeah, it is another level, but looking at her face and talking to her, I really don't think she still didn't just, it wasn't intentional,
She
at
just didn't
least she just doesn't.
understand yet.
Oh, well, all her friends understand.
Okay.
She's the only one that doesn't, and if she did now, she would never admit it.
Oh,
She's so stubborn.
yeah.
But it is, now it's back to everybody's relaxed. I can bring food over, and that's
Oh,
normal. Like, I'm back to, like, it's okay for me to be involved, but we
mhm,
kinda know our space, but I can, bring food, and it's not,
weird.
or yeah, or my interpretation, like, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes now, or if I am, they just know how I am, and it's just, every mother-in-law drives them crazy. It's just how it is. You
It's
just
natural.
get over it. And I bug her, and she'll tell me, but it's not, neither one of us are kinda just evolving into a space where we I don't know what they just insecure, like, you're
Mm.
just you're losing something, so you're holding, so then you are more annoying.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're dancing around because you don't wanna offend anybody,
Mm.
so then it gets perpetuated even worse, and
Yeah.
then after a while, it's just like, "Whatever,"
Yeah.
and
This
then as
is
soon
me.
as I did, it's fine, but yeah, it was a whole
Yeah.
and that was just last November.
Yeah.
It's a big year.
Yeah.
Started a new business, moved in a new house. Yeah, now we have a new son-in-law, marriage, so I think we're good. We've
Yeah.
leveled it out. Now
Yeah.
next year, I'm looking forward to just working.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Do you have anything exciting coming up for weddings?
Um, I have a, Halloween wedding,
That's exciting.
so they're getting married in Catherine Albertson Park, and then those like, having a 2-hour gap, and then they're gonna go have everybody dress,
In Halloween?
yeah, and it's at her I can't remember the name, an art gallery, so
Oh,
it's unconventional, so that should be
yeah.
not as traditional, so that'll be fun, and then I'm gonna go in November to the bridal expo,
Nice.
and then I take a break. I'm putting together with I'm co-chair of a big event at Bishop Kelly
Nice.
that's like 300 people in February. So I prefer just to, I'll take on work, but I'm not actively,
Mm.
it's winter time. You got
Yeah.
Christmas, the holiday.
Yeah.
Why work more than, but obviously I'm looking for work, but that's a big event. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of, I think I'm going to focus on this winter because I haven't been able to market just because you're trying to get by.
Yeah.
So finishing more of my website, finishing more of it, like building out all of that stuff in the
Yeah.
winter is kind of
And
my
I feel like
plan.
people aren't having as many weddings in the winter as much as the
No.
summer. It's more like people are getting engaged and then
Yeah. So I'm good. I would like to get into maybe corporate events, but I'm trying to not, I tend to in my past take on too much.
mm,
And we all do. You don't want
yeah.
to say, no, we can do this. Try to put too much on my plate. And then you just have meltdowns. So now this phase, I'm trying to just pace myself. Not that I'm capable of it, but I do think corporate events would be fun. So I think by
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That sounds fun. What kinds of things would it like corporate events entail?
Well, um, and weddings, of course, but I come from a tech world that I did trade shows for 20 years
Oh wow.
and corporate events and Christmas parties and
Oh,
all
okay.
those kind of things. So those are familiar to me of how ABC, very rigid or whatnot. But I would like the fun part where it's a corporate, but you're doing their fun parties.
Mm,
And I think there's a little bit more of a year round work because they're
mhm.
having their Christmas parties and different things like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's why I
That
would
makes
do that.
sense. Yeah.
But I should stick to one thing because I do like the wedding.
I'm the same way. I'm like, "Oh, that looks good."
Squirrel.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that looks good. Let's try that. So I'm trying to, but I really like the space that I've changed. It's very dramatic or very opposite of what I've done
Mhm.
as far because I'm in the, corporate tech space. I've always done like my friends' parties and you
Oh,
know what I mean? I call it fluffy. All the fun,
yeah.
um, work stuff and lots of events that way, but mostly like, I worked for Buffalo Wild Wings and
Oh,
Gold's Gym, like, those fundraisers and stuff like that,
yeah,
and City of Twin Falls, event planners, so those kinds of things, so this is fun because I miss
yeah.
design and decor, so you kinda get the best of both worlds, but a corporate would be couple, like, just for a continual income,
Mm,
and I would like it, so it'd be nice to do a couple during that way
yeah,
to have a more even
yeah.
year.
Well, in that way, you're just like, you're not missing out on that, and it still, like, fills your cup.
Correct, and then you kinda have not all your eggs in one basket
Mm,
or something, and I might not and decide, someday and I'm aging myself, but someday we'll have grandkid they are in their 20s, and I just wanna work enough so I can.
mm,
In my day, 3 kids, and 3 jobs as single mom for 8 years. Kinda
yeah.
just worked a lot, so now I wanna do But
relaxing things.
yeah, well, you're just as stressed, I think, but at least you're having fun. So I wanna have fun and do what I wanna do now. This
Mm,
is what's really fun. So that's where it's kinda changed in my life.
yeah.
But I could you're really busy. You're busy during the week planning, but a lot of that's on the computer or
Mm,
in the evening. But so during the week, you kind of have more freedom, and the weekend you work. So kind of works.
yeah. A lot more flexibility.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
What's your favorite part about I know you said you like the decor side of things, but, what's your favorite part about planning?
Um, my favorite part is collaborating with the couple,
Mm,
and I love talking to them and seeing what they want. I'm very like probably a little more irritating detail because I have to understand. Like I want to know A to Z, even if it doesn't isn't applicable. I like
mm,
to know the process of what they're thinking and envisioning, and planning that with them. To me, is really fun
yeah,
and helping them have their day that
and
they
then
love.
seeing it come
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
that's what I like. The whole project part of it, but they're having input and they're excited. It's not, you know, like a work event or something. This is,
Yeah.
like I said, fluffy.
Yeah.
Feelings,
Yeah.
happy, excited to plan, listening to
Yeah.
the wedding drama of someone telling me their mother-in-law is doing this or this. To me, it's funny because it's not me anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
Sorry, I just hit that. But yeah, I was like, oh, I hear you. I could one up you. No, but just hearing and relating. And
Mm.
it's helped me realize how to be different as a mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
It was surprising because these people, they're younger, getting married, and my mother-in-law did this and that, and I was like, I'm starting to realize, no wonder you know what I mean? She's gonna do this, and she's gonna do this.
Yeah.
So it's actually made me more aware of my personality with that situation.
Well, and it's hard because it's not like, it's all new territory, like, you need to
Mhm.
and it's a new person,
Yeah.
so it's needing to learn more, like, balance with the relationship, and like you said, you didn't have the time to do that.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I kind of live vicariously through the planning, I guess, and then it's nice because I am a little bit older that I can like when bride she was very frustrated with her mom, I can also offer another
Perspective.
insight
Oh, yeah.
of, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not like," I don't say that, but, to say she might be thinking this is how I felt, and it
Mm.
helps a little bit, and then sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got nothing." She's like, you know what I mean? Because 'Cause you're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, that would bug me. I mean, you've gotta be professional, but I think it's important that they're comfortable too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see both sides. I think that's nice too.
Yeah. What does your dream wedding look like?
That's funny. I saw that last night and I don't know if I can, and it's kind of dark,
Oh.
but I see not in Idaho or here, a lot of in Europe or whatnot, but I would really think it's really cool to have like an empty warehouse, like
Oh.
a blank slate. And I've seen ones, with just tons of candles,
Oh,
not fake
yeah.
ones, real. And I love making like fabric, tying it and making, so there's tons of fabric
Mhm.
everywhere.
I
And
think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, like, and so it's
And the
like
drapery.
medieval-ish kind of, but
Mhm.
not witchcraft like.
Yeah.
But and then like the huge backdrop that they're
Mhm.
just draping, at the different levels and the
Yeah.
candelabras. And so, but a warehouse, castle too, but I think that's kind of could be creepy or a lot of people do it. But I really think a fun
Mhm.
old warehouse that you could make it immersive with
Yeah.
just candles and when it's light, and
Mhm.
just have a really fun meal with a lot
I
of,
think there's a Pinterest picture that I'm thinking of that is fitting this exactly.
yeah,
So,
there's,
when we're done, I wanna pull it up and see if you're
yeah,
like,
and
"Yes."
it's cool. There's one lady, she just in Europe where she just drapes, but she doesn't like drape like we're used to. It's like all this material, layers and layers and layers on tables of food and stuff, and it's almost canvas-like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then she pins it, and it just looks unconventional, but the environment just looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, It could be my dark side, but I think
I
that
like it.
would be just totally immersive and really cool.
And I think that the wedding industry as a whole is kind of, like, moving towards more immersive and more guest
Mhm.
experiences and more just, um, I don't know the word, but, like,
Yeah,
more.
but we have rundown buildings. Like, I just think it would be
Yeah.
fun. You know, like in the city, you see like a vacant one that has a couple broken windows, and you just have this backdrop that's like all the way to the ceiling with
Mhm.
tons of layers, but not like satiny
Yeah.
and shiny. But I do like the very formal. Like my tablescapes always seem to be very formal, but I
Mm.
do like.
Yeah,
I think that would be the cool,
that would be.
kind of eerie, but really cool.
I don't think it's
You
eerie.
got your red wine and you have the
Yeah.
fruit everywhere and yeah,
Yes.
the
The
charcuterie board.
drama.
The drama, that's what it
Yes.
is. I'm a
Yes.
drama. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I
Yes.
think it's pretty dramatic. That
It
would be
is.
cool.
It's like maximalist, but there's another word for it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of describing like, I've seen, those types of things that are, like, becoming more popular.
Mhm.
Um, it's very European, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a lot of European. I don't know that I'll have a chance to do it here,
Maybe in
but
10 years.
yeah, when I'm on
Idaho's a little bit behind.
in a wheelchair, it's probably I'm old, but I will get there.
Yeah.
But just seeing that, because I have been practicing a lot of drapery and
Mm,
doing different things with fabrics. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do that, but I do think it would be
yeah.
cool.
Hopefully somebody sees this and they're like,
Yeah,
"Yes!"
let's go somewhere far, you know. But yeah, you're right. Europe is probably where I see all the ones on Instagram
Mhm.
because I'll look at all these cool like
Yeah.
layers and stuff. I'm like, Europe,
Yep.
Europe.
Yep. I didn't realize how many, like, Europe accounts that pop up on my feed because 'cause I'll
Hmm.
be like, "Oh my gosh, where is that? Can I share it? It's not in Idaho, that's for sure."
Yeah,
And then it's like, "Oh, Europe."
yeah.
That tracks.
I was like, I gotta go to Europe. My son wants to get married in Italy, which is totally cool. But I can see his girlfriend, if when they get engaged, she probably wouldn't want the whole immersive stuff. So somebody by God is gonna
Somebody.
get married like that.
Yes.
I'll do it pro bono. I just want to see it.
I just wanna do
Yeah,
it.
please.
Yes. Have you had any funny or unexpected moments that have happened at a wedding?
2 weeks ago, I decided to wear these shoes, and I don't get out much. So I've never worn heels, but you know, when you're wedding, you want to dress up like you're part of it. Well, I was walking across the grass, I fell in front of everyone.
Oh, no.
My ankle's still swollen, and it didn't hurt at first because you're in the adrenaline,
Mhm.
and so I was fine. And the groomsman fell as soon as I got up because he's like, "See, don't worry about." It's like
Oh.
100 people, and I was like walking fast to get the MC or something, and I did the whole both of my ankles buckled.
Oh, no.
I had like a beige outfit on and it was grass. And so I
Oh.
just hopped up and he's like, no one saw that. And then the MC was like, the DJ was like, don't worry, no one saw over the microphone. So that was just 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'm
Yeah.
not graceful.
It sounds like something I would do, so I.
Yeah. Then as soon as I got home, it was like swollen and ice. And cause you relax.
Mhm.
And I was like pretty in the first hour
Oh
and I got home
gosh.
at like 1. So I went immediately and got like my UGG on or something.
Yeah, make it
Like,
more comfortable.
yeah, sorry. That's what I was like. They just laughed. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was probably my
Oh.
fine moment.
Um, do you have any go-to traditions or rituals that you follow?
I read that last night. I don't think I do, but I do go sit in my car,
Mm.
visualize like the whole what I want it to go because when I get nervous, I either talk fast or I'm not airhead, but sometimes luckily I have my sheet that I read off, but I joke and go, okay, then,
Yeah.
and then I just go through my head everything, how it
Mm.
works. And that helps. When I don't do that, I don't tend to even though it's written, I didn't visualize. So I tend to visualize
Yeah.
what it's each phase, like even if it's the bride walking out or the mic saying or the first dance. So I try to play it out in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a ritual, but That's
Mm,
kinda what I do.
I think so, and I think it's, like, helps ease a lot of stress and anxiety because I feel like when you have a lot of stress and anxiety, it's coming from, like, the unknown, but, like, when
Mhm,
you're able to visualize it, you're like, "See, like,
mhm.
there's a plan, it's gonna
Yep.
work out."
Fall, you pop up,
Yeah.
something happens, you cry. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
kinda have a plan, but I think, yeah, you're right. Just every phase of walking through, close my eyes in quiet and just walk it out,
Mm.
and then that helps me.
Yeah,
Read.
that's good. Um, let's see. I think a lot of this is, like, we've kind of, like, addressed it,
Mhm.
without, like, directly asking the question, so I'm just gonna scan through these really quick, and I'll cut this part out.
You I know I talk too much.
No, not at all, it's good. Um, was there before I get, like, too far, was there a question that you specifically wanted to answer?
Uh,
No?
no, I don't have them. Whatever you'd ask, I will
Okay.
answer.
This one's a good one, and, I'll ask it, and if you don't have an answer, we can just skip it.
Okay.
But has there ever been a moment that you wanted to walk away from the industry?
Um, I don't think yet because I'm relatively newer
Mhm.
to this, but I will say, um, well, my family was like, "Why are we helping you move couches?" Because I love doing the lounge areas, so I really
Mm.
wish I'm hoping more people will, you know, vibe into that. But
Yeah.
when I was moving this summer, a lot of shit and heat. And when I used to do the big trade shows, you would move tech and have help, and I'd be like, "Why am I doing this?" When I never wanted to do it to begin with, and I
Yeah.
hired people
Yeah.
to help me move all this stuff, and now I'm moving couches by myself off a truck in the middle, sweating to death
Yeah.
because why?
Yeah.
That wasn't, like, literal, but I was just, like, literally said when I left, "I will never pack a crate. I will never, put on a go on a trade show, run electrical. I just never want to have swag. Just all that. It's a lot of work." And now I'm lifting couches and opening swag but my husband works, as he needs to. And I'm this summer figuring out how to get 2 couches in 100-degree weather by myself. And it's amazing what you can do when you want something done.
Mm.
So
Yes.
mostly I was like, "This is what I pick."
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there going, "Why didn't I just try to do or work on the day of coordination or planning?" So the past 2 events have just been day of coordination, and
Mm.
everybody's like, "You're not asking us to lift stuff." I'm like, "Nice, I just show up."
Yeah.
But I felt, like, naked, but I was like, "Oh my gosh," it was just so different than hauling my
All this
stuff.
stuff.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it when I'm lifting stuff by myself, swearing that I would never do that again.
And then you do it again.
Yeah, and couches, like, nothing's
Yeah.
and I'll find a piece of furniture I have to have, but it's usually the worst thing that you can possibly carry. I found a lot of strangers in the storage units that will help me. Not probably safe, but
No.
my husband was like, "I didn't help you. How'd you get it?" I'm like, "I found someone." He's like, "You know your body parts are gonna be somewhere, right?" He goes, "That's not what I meant," because 'cause I'm like, "I had a day job."
Yeah.
But I'm like, "How do you want me to" and he's just like, he's stressed, and then I was like, "I found someone." He's like, "Oh my god." Now he's like, "Do I even wanna know who helped you load this huge antique table?" Nope.
Yeah. No, you don't.
He's like, "At least send me," as we said there, "at least send me a ping."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, "Okay." But yeah, it's not fun.
Hey, at least he has your location if you
He
need
does. He has the
it.
best interest that he will actually come find me. Probably too late, but he will come looking.
And at least it will be like a short search.
Yeah, no kidding. Because you just picture they're eerie. I don't care what anybody says. Storage units that are huge and you're wandering in and out like
Yeah.
at 7 or 8. He finally said I can't go at 8 or 9 anymore.
Mm.
But it was cooler. It wasn't hot. It
Yeah.
was very practical in my mind.
Yes.
But it is when I was driving up and down, I was like, okay, he might be right that,
Yeah.
I could hit upon the wrong person because ours is huge. Like you wind and wind and wind and back. But
Mm.
the odds, are different.
Yeah, the odds are
Yeah, the odds are my favorite. But
yeah.
still, I
But
had
it is like I never had, like, the word for it, but storage units are pretty eerie. I've always felt, like, uneasy because it's so many open, like, or
Yeah.
could be open doors, and then you're just gone.
Yeah, and especially when it's like an aisle and it's late and it's dark, or
Mm.
not dark, when there's no one there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a little bit that in rest areas, I feel that are
Oh,
creepy.
absolutely.
But this one I started going, "Okay, this probably isn't." And I did buy one thing, and I didn't know who they were, and they are like, "We'll meet you at the unit," and these 2 guys pull in, and I was like, "Okay, this is not a good idea." And they were nice, but I just, didn't let let 'em come in at the thing. I just said my husband was on the way, and they just put on the curb.
Oh,
Um, but I didn't real then I was like, "Okay, I probably have to be." But you didn't think, I just didn't think about it till
yeah.
and it happens, I knew the guy from another sale,
Oh.
but I didn't know him, so I
Mhm.
wasn't gonna let him know, I was like, "Oh, I forgot, sorry, and my husband's gonna be here in a second," so he just said to put
Leave
it right there and he'd help, so he got out of it,
Well,
but
and I feel like growing up in Idaho, like, you just don't think of those things because you just assume the best in
Mhm.
everybody, but like, with the amount of growth that has happened here and people just coming from all over,
Yeah.
it's definitely something that I'm trying to train my brain, like, not everybody.
Yeah, I had to learn. I did not think about it because 'cause I'm just thinking about, "I want this."
Mm. Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
like, "I want this, I need it now before it's gone."
Yeah.
"This is really cool, I gotta clean it." And then so, yeah, lifting and just, um, watching out for
Yeah.
You're right, as we grow, we just think in our own little
Mhm.
happiness, like, "Oh, everything's fine." And
Yeah.
then the storage unit, I'm like, "Well, you never know what people are doing." Especially if you watch those shows I watch, the
Yes.
the
Yes.
murder shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Then your mind really goes dark.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
I feel like my mind can be pretty level-headed, but anything after, like, midnight, I'm like, "What was that?" Like,
Mhm.
my brain is just on overdrive.
Yeah, that's how I'm very logical because, like, I do odds. "What are the odds that
Mm.
so and so?" And he's like, "What? What are the odds, the percentage of someone doing that?" So, you just live smart, but that was not smart on my part, but I really wanted the couch, and it's really cute.
Yeah, and you're here, so it could
So,
work out.
clearly I'm fine,
Yeah.
but I have managed to be a little more intelligent when I find stuff on Marketplace.
Marketplace is, at least right now, better than Craigslist.
Oh, yeah,
I
Marketplace is well, it's the best thing for furniture and
Mm,
different things,
yeah.
and redoing them and finding stuff for lounge areas, but I did have to yeah, I didn't even some guy's like, "I'll meet you in the parking lot." I'm like, "Well, I'm fine," but I didn't he's probably smart.
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you have any trends that you're loving right now?
Um,
Besides the drapery that we
the
talked about?
drapery, yes, what was I thought of actually, I think the trends I are and it's kinda similar, and I haven't seen it as much here, but I'm sure it's because I obviously am not out and about as much as I should have with the weddings, or should be. I love the not the drapery, but I love the bows and all the fun
Mm,
fabric that because you can make fabric or the flowing or the pooling, the petals or all the different stuff. It's not expensive
mm-mm.
compared to like filling your table, like
Yeah,
centerpieces. So really if you were on a budget, you could just do a lot with the linen and the fabric and make it
yeah.
look more formal without
Mm,
having if you
more
want it
things.
simple, but you
Mm,
can do a simple thing like even on the corners,
yeah.
just some flowing stuff. So I do love that trend and
I
I
don't think it's as much in Idaho just because the Idaho wedding, like, scene and Idaho just in general, as far as trends, is always, like, 5, 10 years behind.
yeah.
So I think it's coming,
So
but
yeah, I think yeah, that's what I love at least online. And I do like the more eclectic. That is kind of
that's the word.
yeah, I do
Yes.
like I've seen, like the mix and mash. I have a hard time lean towards more eclectic
Mm,
stuff, but I also like the formal, but I think it's fun just finding like, you see a lot of tables that just not
yeah,
necessarily. Some people just find different things or, the plates and the napkins, not everything being matchy-matchy. I love just
yeah,
putting like eclectic stuff is really cool.
yeah, and I think things are moving in that direction.
Yeah. But even you see, like plaid napkins, with striped plate, just there's a lot of that around here that's just really cute where it's not as
Like, official or, like,
yeah,
formal, like
it's like messy formal. I
mhm.
guess is the
Yes.
word for it.
Yes. That is cute. I like that. Messy formal. Um, let's see. Have you ever had any strange like, planning or decor requests?
Um, I don't know. My husband and I were talking about that last night, and the only thing I can think of is last weekend I showed up to a wedding to, you know, run it,
Mhm.
and he all of a sudden was like, "Well, we decided now you're the MC and we need you to run our Spotify list." What?
Yeah.
And you can't really back and I hate like, it just scares me to have it
Yeah.
not work or anxiety. It's like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And have running a Spotify list while trying to run the wedding,
Yeah.
um, was hard.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a weird thing that they automatically
Assumed.
assumed when they had talked about, we have someone, because
Mm.
obviously it's a big thing you address.
Yeah.
So they're like, we have someone we work with who'll be running all of that stuff. And then
Yeah.
I get there and they're like, download it on your Spotify, play it. And then the brothers didn't know that what is playlist. So they kept coming at me to switch the song. Like, not mean, but they're just strong presence.
Yeah.
"Where'd you get this song? Where'd you get that? Well, who picked that?" I was like, "Ah."
Yeah.
So that was a weird request why you would think someone could and then the music, right at the beginning, they're like, "Here you go, here's our march song," where we had practiced when she's coming in, but me trying to hit play and when they need to maybe my brain isn't developed enough for that, but that was a weird request that you would just want someone
Yeah.
that's not but what are you gonna do? And then it shut off in the middle, and I was, like, sick to my stomach, and
Yeah.
it's only 'cause they had the Bluetooth on, and it was their own personal speaker, so it picked up the husband's Bluetooth, so it paused on my phone
Oh, jeez.
because he didn't turn it off.
This is why you hire a DJ.
Yeah, that's one of my lessons, and they had said they have someone running it all, so I didn't
Yeah.
even say anything,
Yeah.
and so when we got there and that was another embarrassing moment. So my son and I would, unbeknownst to me, I forgot he still share, like I log into his Spotify.
Yeah.
So sometimes I forget he has a competition with me and I'll be listening to really cool and he'll take it over. Well, he started playing his music and it was like Travis Scott, full blast at the reception. I have a lot of that was last weekend. And it's like a huge again, happen to go to weddings or that are huge grassy knolls that you have to run as far, and it is saying every word that no one should ever say. Because, if you're familiar with Travis Scott or similar, great artist to some, but he does have a lot of inappropriate, and it was right at that thing. And Connor did not know I was at a wedding, so he's playing it, and I'm like, "Oh my god." So I'm running as fast as I can. And luckily, these people were super chill, like, every word was the F word with them, and, they,
Imagine if it wasn't.
no, they are all tattoo artists, vape shop, I'm not saying, but, I mean, they're
Yeah.
more just chill, and luckily, they were talking or something, and they had thought that the kid that was supposed to run it did it, I just let it go. I
Yeah.
did not pipe up at all. And they're like, "Brayden, do you hear this?" But I'm still like, because it's my phone on there. And he's like, "It's not my phone." And he was like, "But your playlist." And I just let it go because it was the most inappropriate music I have ever, like you would never. And I'm so glad that people weren't and it could have been. And luckily I just let it
Hire
play
a DJ.
the other kid. And I was like, why are you doing like it was just awful.
Yeah.
And that was pretty bad. And it was, yeah, it was, I can't even, it's one of those songs that even you're evolved that it's just every demeaning thing about a girl and race and everything was playing. And it was huge. So I'm like over here
Yeah.
running through. I can't stop it. So, I let Braden take the fall because he was, like, 24.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that will go into my advice, is never not have a DJ who doesn't MC. Do not ever do that to anyone in the world. You can make food, but you
Mhm.
cannot make someone, and I'm MCing, they're like, "Talk louder," and I'm like, "I'm not screaming over you."
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
great
they were like,
advice.
"So appreciate you dealing with the chaos and everything," but they were just very strong personalities, so
Mhm.
they were yelling over me and just laughing, and they were fun and easy to work for, but it
Yeah.
was, yeah, never put me in charge of Spotify. My son and I called him like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I forgot you were there, sorry." I'm like, "Stop doing that." And my husband's like, "I can't even believe it." I'm like, "I let the kid hang."
Yeah. Honestly, I probably would've too,
And
'cause
then I said, "What?" I came home, I'm like, "Do you think I'm being irrational?" He's like, "No, I can't believe they did that, but did you have a choice?
yeah,
You didn't have a choice."
yeah.
So that was
I feel like if they wanted you to do that, they should have let you know in advance so you could prep, like,
yeah.
mentally.
They said, I go, "What about the MC?" And they're like, "We can't afford a DJ. We have a Spotify list, but this kid is doing all of it. He'll be at the wedding. You don't have to worry about it." And
Yeah.
then I got there and they're like, "Here is," hopefully they never watch this. Um, because they'll know. And so when they handed it, I was just like, okay, because you want to be happy. And I did, it was okay for the wedding song, the first and last song to put. I was okay with that. But
Mhm.
yeah, the whole
The whole thing.
I just
Yeah.
started getting sick and sweating, and then it spirals from there,
Yeah.
and you're trying to think of when to hit play for the song, and she's asking when she wants to walk, and I'm like, "Don't no one should ever skip on a DJ. Please
Yeah.
don't ever do that to anybody, because that's the energy.
Yeah.
That's like, and I'm chatty or whatever, but I like being behind. I don't
Mhm.
want to talk. I mean, I guess I can, but if I have to, I clearly did. They're
Yeah.
like, "You did a really good job," but no, no,
No.
don't ever skip on that.
Yeah.
It's my one exercised
Yeah.
logic of hands down.
Yeah. And it's just, like, my personality type, I would need to, like, mentally prepare for that.
Mhm.
And just to, like, "Hey, by the way, I would've freaked."
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I was okay. And then because it was the Spotify list on my phone, they had my phone for the whole night.
Oh, yeah.
Um, which you could just hear, even though it was silent, every time a text or ding ding. It's
Mm.
like, well, should be using. I didn't say that, but
Yeah.
I after that I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Luckily, they just start drinking a lot. It's fine, and they love the music, and they were dancing, and I can MC, yeah, but I want to practice so it doesn't sound. But
Mhm.
running a DJ and the Spotify list, they should have a family member.
Or a DJ.
Yeah. Yes, I will never short. I never thought it was important until the other day.
Yeah. And I think that that's the case with a lot of people. Um, do you have any other advice you'd give to couples before their big day? Or even just anything?
Um, I think before their big day is it's hard to say don't be stressed because that's just like telling someone to chill. It's
Mhm.
like not a thing. There you can't make that go away.
Yeah.
Um, I do think, and you can't just say live in the moment because if you're anything like me, the OCD, it's just so you have to be realistic. But I will say, and as hard as it is, even as a mom, just do what you guys want. And
Mhm.
it's okay to make everybody mad. But in reality, a lot of times the choices are, your parents are involved and stuff. So my friend told me one time she's getting married. And this is kind of what an analogy I think is works better than advice. Is her husband said, or fiance, when they're getting married, "You're a duck. Just remember you're a duck." And all it meant was when stress comes when the wedding, the water rolls off your back because ducks are basically waterproof, kind of.
Yeah.
So she just kept walking around going, when anything stresses me, I'm a duck. Things are just rolling. So that's kind of last night when I was like, that's my advice. Just keep saying I'm a duck.
Yeah.
And it was good to focus on it because it just, the absorption, water's, makes you stressful and
Mhm.
you kind of drowned if it's keeping on you. So yeah, that was my
That's
thought
such
of
a good
lesson
analogy.
that I was going through. And so that would be my advice.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
on the
for having
podcast.
me. It
Do
was
you have
nice to
anything
get
you
to
wanna
know.
leave them with?
Um, just want to clarify that I do end of or end of day or run of show and the month of because it's hard to get the rentals. I do have every kind of rental you'd want. So I
Mhm.
think it's hard to get out the message for me. And I don't know if it's probably too convoluted that I do have rentals.
Okay.
Um, and I do decor and I can do the day of coordination, but it's important that I do a
Yes.
lot, but
Yeah.
the rentals, I have them all, and
Yeah.
it's been working that when I have weddings, then they realize I have rentals, and that's how it seems
Mm.
to work a little more.
So do you wanna get the word out more about the rentals?
Um, I do love doing rentals, but I like designing. Probably that's my favorite.
Okay.
I'm very polar opposite. I love the planning, like the type A corporates, writing,
Mhm.
and then I love the design. But, rentals are I'm learning like I would just love to do a lounge area. Like I
Yeah.
have a cigar bar, whole lounge area. Like it'd be fun if someone rented 15 runners and that was not exciting for my
No.
$40 or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like not helping and money is money.
Yeah.
I feel bad just like charging and someone rented all my rugs and I was like delivering them and then I didn't think of asking, they used them at a dance floor in the woods.
Oh.
They were black.
Yeah.
So those are the little things like Scott's like, "You think these rentals are fun?" So I think but the furniture and the big key pieces, and of course, I have every kind of dishes that people need. I have all the tableware. I love doing all of that. Of course, um, but the 5 linen but of course, we always have something that's not as fun. But I would like people to know that I do have the silverware, the plateware, the glasses, all of that stuff.
Okay.
Where it's hard to articulate that a
Yeah.
lot that you just a hodgepodge. I don't wanna think that.
But I mean, like, as rentals, like, you would think that people would maybe assume, but then, you know.
But a lot of times I've had multiple people say, "Oh, you do rentals."
Mm.
But it's because. It's my problem with the one, like, I've evolved to where I just wanna do rentals, and then I did a few table skates, like, content shoots with
Mm.
Gwen, and she's really good to me, she always has me do her content shoots, so then it's like, "Oh, the design seemed to be good at the tables, I wanna do that," and then
Mm.
I saw a few things on Facebook, looking for day of coordinators. My friends are like, "Why are you not doing that?" So then I did
Mm.
those, so it's kind of evolved
Yeah.
into stuff, but I thought rentals would be easier, but not rugs. So now I've learned, what are you doing with them? Not, we're
Yeah.
going to be in Garden Valley having them when the pouring rain dancing on.
How did you get those clean?
uh, a couple of them. One, my husband's like, "Did you get a deposit?" No, I didn't even think about it. So that was lesson one on renting. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like I happen to want to always buy, which some of them are authentic, but the ones on that I have are washable.
Okay.
Just because they can look cool from far away. I mean, obviously you need some like your rug's beautiful. It's authentic, but
Thank you.
the
I don't
wash
think it is. I just like, it's all wrinkly because
well,
I just threw it in the wash.
well, it has yeah, the weathered or Temu or Amazon they have
Oh.
just the velvet ones.
Yeah.
So all I did is get a hose and the mud just comes
Oh.
off. Like they're perfectly this color now.
Oh, nice.
So I got lucky that I didn't have to just throw away.
Yeah.
And then the other ones were traditional, like fancy rugs. So luckily they were dark.
Um,
Um, and I have to say, well, they're gonna get worn and torn. I always think don't have anything that you can't afford to replace.
yeah.
But I was just like, he's like, good luck, and like pine trees
Yeah.
and they
Sad.
rained and he's like, "Didn't you ask them what they do?" I'm like, "Why would I ask if they were doing a dance floor in the mud?"
Yeah.
He
I
goes,
mean,
"Fair point." Like,
yeah.
why so I can tell you what not to do. So it wasn't even a pressure washer. You just hosed it and it just all came off.
Well, that's good.
And I have them in my house, so they're perfect, like, for the dogs and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, I have good stories you shouldn't do.
Well, thanks again. I
Thank you
really
for
appreciate
chatting with me. It was really nice to get to know you.
it was. I agree.
And this is my first podcast, so that was
Well,
exciting.
how did it go?
It's good. You're very relaxing.